what happened down in Atlanta, Georgia on January 28th on a Tuesday. And in the surrounding area, they had really bad winter storm. And Atlanta got hit by snow and with ice. It's really rare for that area. They had about 2.5 inches of snow. And the governor, Nathan Deal, he said that anybody that works for the government could go home early, around the afternoon. At the same time, people from around the state all had the same idea and said, okay, everybody should go home at the same time. Well, this caused a huge traffic jam. There was about 300,000 people. Everybody leaving work at the same time. 400,000 people all going to expressways. It was just a lot of people. They got traffic jammed and they were stuck. How many people were there? We really don't know. Some trucks, the ones with the tractor trailers, they were on the expressway and then they jackknifed and that blocked up the expressway even worse. So people were backed up even more. Altogether there was about 800 accidents. None of them were really bad, nothing seriously, so that was pretty lucky. People were stuck in their cars and they couldn't get through and they were just waiting and waiting. There was no place for them to go. Children were on their schools or in their buses and they were stuck. People were waiting, and while all that time that they spent waiting, they ran out of gas. There was nothing for them to do, so they left their cars and the big trucks said, come on in and stay warm in the big rigs. Some people just left and started walking. Different places. You have churches and stores, like big hardware stores like Home Depot and Lowe's. They opened up their doors and told people, come on in and stay warm in here. Also, neighbors said, come on into our house and you could stay warm there. In the highway in I-85, the police were called to a scene of a woman who was giving birth to a little girl. And she had her baby right there in the car. Well, they put her in a squad car and drove her to the hospital. The family went with to the hospital. The car, they had to leave it there though because there was no place for it to go. Some people were stuck in their car overnight and they had nothing to eat. There was no place for them to get food or water. For more than 24 hours they were stuck. I-20 was also backed up and there was cars just along the side of the road, and the National Guard would bring people blankets and then they would bring army food, the kind in the can. They're called MREs, meals ready to eat. And they would give that to people so that they would have those in their cars. The governor sent the National Guard to help get the school buses out so that they could drop the school kids off. The kids finally arrived home Wednesday afternoon. I mean, can you imagine, from Tuesday to Wednesday afternoon, they were finally dropped off at their house. That's just a horrible situation. The snowstorm was from all the way from Texas to North and South Carolina. I mean, there was a lot of people. There's 6 billion people that are affected. They're not used to that kind of weather. Altogether, 7 people died. 5 in Alabama and 2 in Georgia. People were really mad at the mayor of Atlanta. They said that it was his fault, that he was slow in getting the plows out, that he was behind, that the traffic was bad. The mayor, his name is Kasim Reed, said, no, it's not my fault. The schools, the businesses, the government offices, all of them decided to close at the same time. It clogged the streets. When you have a town, people are coming, you have 1.2 million people working, everybody comes in at different times and leaves at different times, but if they all leave at the same time that the weather hits, well, then you get stuck. I tried to bring in the plows, but I couldn't get the plows through because they were stuck. It's not my fault, he said. They said that he should have let the schools out earlier, but right now that's all they're discussing, but it's really not important anymore. Another problem that they have was the airport. There was about 2,600 flights that were canceled and a lot more that were really seriously delayed. Some people were stuck on cars, others were stuck in airplanes, looking to stay warm. They were stuck at the airport. It was just a horrible situation all around.